Hello. Today I'd like to discuss another series in our Rethink Secured Arm Yourself series. And we're going to go through phishing. Let's arm yourself against phishing, everybody. So, most of us, when we think about phishing, we might think about, the olden days where we'd go out, take a pole to the lake, and catch a fish. Well, that's not the right kind of fishing. We're actually talking about fishing with a PH, a fancy fish, which is when cybercriminals do whatever they possibly can to try to break into your accounts, steal your password, steal your login credentials so that they can get in the goods of your business. So let's talk a little bit today about phishing attack statistics. I've got a volume of phishing emails. An estimated 3.4 billion phishing emails are sent out daily. Now, that accounts for approximately 1.2 of all email traffic globally. That's 3.4 billion with a B phishing emails every day. Guys, this is a big deal. Even if half of those don't make it through, that's half of those that are attacking our people. I mean, that's still like 1.7 billion. That's a lot, guys. So we need to be careful out there. We need to make our people aware of this. Detection of phishing attacks. In 2023, again, couple of years old on the data, but it takes a couple of years to compile this. Nearly 9 million phishing attacks were detected worldwide, and that's in 2023. It's 2025, guys. Who knows how much has gone up since then? So phishing as a leading cybercrime. Phishing is the most common form of cybercrime, with 300,497 recorded victims in 2022. Employee exposure in a company with 1,000 employees, it's estimated around 2,330 phishing attacks bypass technical defenses every year. Now, guys, how is this possible? Well, it's not easy to protect you completely with technical defenses against phishing emails, because the reality is language of a phishing email is crafted to look legit. They want you to click on this stuff. So it's very difficult for us to always know and always train our back-end systems to 100% catch everything. There's some obvious stuff that never makes it through, and there's a lot of it. But it comes back to the fact that knowledge is your best defense. So let's talk about smishing a little bit. Smishing is phishing, like email, but with SMS, text message. So the FBI has issued warnings about a rise in smishing going on. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm getting one of these at least once a week on my own phone. And you have to be watching them because some of them look really good. Best practice, in my opinion, when it comes to that text message, don't click on it. Just my advice. Over 10,000 domains for SMS have been registered for such scams. That's a lot of domains out there sending stuff to you. Approximately 84% of organizations were targeted by at least one phishing attempt in 2022, making it a 15% increase from the previous year. Email phishing. This is the one we all hear about, right? Fake emails posing as legitimate sources, trying to get you to click on the link so it can either install malware or so that they can come in and ask you for your credentials, that you'll put in your credentials, and then they'll go from there. Is spear phishing. Now, spear phishing is similar. They may use regular phishing tactics, but spear phishing typically becomes more of a targeted attack. So they're like looking at you going, that's the person with the accountant signature. Let's target them with an accounting phishing email, right? So they know that if you hear the keywords like invoice or receipts or remits, payment, they're going to be more likely to click on it because that's the kind of keywords that their job is looking for. Another thing I want to talk about here is whaling. Whaling is spear phishing still, but they're going after the big fish. So if you're the CEO or the CFO or the CIO of a corporation, they're going to do everything they can to get your credentials because you are a big fish in your organization, the whale. Smishing, which we talked about a little bit earlier, phishing via SMS. They'll typically click on a link that either downloads something to your phone or takes you to a site asking for credentials. Phishing. Now, this one goes back to my previous week of social engineering. Phishing is very much an attempt to talk your way in, convince them you are someone legitimate and that they can trust, and therefore you can give them that information, that password, that whatever they're trying to get from you. And a lot of times phishing is even used just to get information enough so that they come back and start doing whaling or spear phishing. And who knows how they got that information? Well, they just might have called the front desk, and that front desk person might not have been trained not to give them the CEO's cell phone number or email address or so forth. So guys, train your people. It's important. And business email compromise. Now, this one right here, guys, is a big one. Business email compromise seems to be one of the leading ways that identities and accounts are getting stolen nowadays. And the biggest reason is, and remember me telling you, not always can we use our technical tools to stop every phishing attempt. This is one of them, one of the biggies, because a lot of times someone who's a trusted contact on your list, whether it's in your own company, whether it's in a vendor or a client or an accountant, their company will get compromised. They'll start sending out emails to you that sound good. Yes, click on this thing and we're going to look at this invoice because I usually get invoices from them. And then boom, they ask you for a username and password, log in. Well, okay, well, I'll do that. This is a trusted source. And then before you know it, they're doing the same thing from your account. This is a big deal. And not only is it phishing passwords nowadays, they're able to even steal tokens. So we have to be even more vigilant and work even harder to fight against this stuff. So let's talk about how to avoid being a victim of phishing. One, say it's an email or a text, doesn't matter. Suspicious sender address. Look at the address every time. Always look at who's sending something to you. If it looks fishy, beware. There may be slight variations in the domain name. Say Microsoft, you see how it had that 0 instead of an O? Or say down here in our little email example, I have support at PayPal1. Oops, that's not PayPal. But if you skipped right over that and went down here, you'd look at this fancy looking logo and valued customer. You know, you just keep going through it. And so another item you need to watch for is urgent or threatening language. Now, this is with any email, period. If you have something trying to rush you, anything that says, I have to happen fast, or you are going to have terrible consequences if you don't do this, big red flag. For example, in this email that we're using as an example, failure to verify your account within 24 hours will result in permanent suspension. There are very few companies out there that will suspend your account permanently, especially if they want your money. But take a step back, take a breather, call IT, ask a colleague, does this really sound legit? Look at it deeper. And so let's talk a little bit about unusual requests. Well, we're going to ask for your login credentials, or maybe to send us a wire transfer. It's only $1 so we can verify you. Yeah, and then they take the rest of the money in the account. Or say they send you out jumping for gift cards. Nope. Nobody does transactions in gift cards in the business world. It just doesn't make sense. Don't do it. It should be a red flag. The moment somebody asks you for that, it doesn't matter how convinced you are, say no. Hang up the phone. That's it. No gift cards, no wire transfer, period. So, poor grammar and formatting. Now, this one is very, very difficult nowadays because hackers are actually using AI to help make sure their grammar is good. But there's still a lot of bad ones out there that mess up just a little bit. Be looking for it. So, for example, here, we have detected unusual activity on your PayPal account. To protect your security, we have temporarily suspended your account until your identity we will verify. Oops. Those of us who are grammar nuts out here just had to step back for a minute, and that is a red flag warning sign. Your identity we will verify. That usually mixed up words, misspelled words, anything that doesn't seem right, probably because it isn't. Suspicious links and attachments. I cannot emphasize this enough. Never click. Don't click. Don't click. Know what you're clicking on. Anytime you click, whether it's on a web page, an email, otherwise, don't click. By clicking, you are telling it, yes, I, the user, authorize you to do something. Sometimes it's malware. Sometimes it takes you to a website that is going to attempt to get you to log in. We use what's called the hover technique. And in most any browser environment or email environment, you can hover your mouse over a link and boop, it pops up this little where am I going type of a thing. That's just how it's built in. And you can look. And if you look at it and go PAYPA1, that's not PayPal, red flag. Or if it's just a bunch of garbage, red flag. If it's anything other than an expected trusted link, don't click on it, guys. It's just not worth the danger. So say you did click on that link. It would probably take you to a website that looks really good. Look at that. That just looks just like PayPal, doesn't it? And then if you look real close in the URL, it's probably not PayPal. There's our one. And then you go to log in and you're like, great, I can do this. I put in my password and everything's fine. I put in my MFA code, I authenticate, and then it redirects me to the real PayPal, and you never know you've been phished until they're draining your bank accounts. Be careful, guys. Be very careful. This stuff is real. It's happening to people every single day. And a lot of times, most of us don't realize it's happened until after we put in the credentials. And then suddenly, I just did a bad thing happens. It's okay. Let's move on. Here's some best practices you can do to help avoid that situation. And I'll even tell you what to do if you ever do make a mistake and get phished. So 1, verify before clicking. I'll say it before, I'll say it again. Verify. Is this link the real deal? If I'm unsure, guess what? I'm going to pick up the phone. Yes, I'm going to call somebody. I'm going to use an old-fashioned telephone and pick up the phone and call the person that sent me that email if there's someone who's a trusted contact. Not using the signature email of telephone number. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's probably false. Use a trusted, known alternate source. Maybe even if you're in a situation where you don't have a phone number, you can email their colleague. Maybe Google search their business and call in the front desk. A lot of times if one of your colleagues is compromised, you're not the first calling in, and the front desk person says, yes, they were compromised, and you know. So it's very important to make that phone call before you click. Enable multi-factor authentication on all of your accounts, not just your email, but your websites that you visit. Anything that you log into should have MFA nowadays. There are several still out there that are behind the times or don't feel like their stuff's important enough to protect that way, but I'm going to tell you, if it's possible, and most websites have it nowadays, take the extra 5 minutes, sign up for it, get it organized, get it in your password manager. You will thank yourself later, especially if one part of your technology gets compromised, because that MFA code can help protect all the rest and limit the damage. Use company-issued security tools. Now, not all of us out there have these company-issued security tools. So, email filtering, endpoint protection on your PCs, at least have some antivirus, folks. Buy it if you don't. If you have questions, talk to us. We can help. This is where we specialize, guys. We want to help you protect your environments. So give us a call or send us an email at hello@vandernet.io if you need help getting these security tools. And educate and report. Maintain a regular training for your people. Training, you just don't have time for it until it's really important that you should have and something happens. Train your people. Take the time. Make the time. You will thank yourself that you did. It is a huge. And report. Get a culture of reporting. If something bad happens or suspicious emails received, report it to your manager, report it to IT, report it to someone who's going to come alongside you and look at it with a external view and say, oh, that doesn't look very good. Or, oh, yeah, I think that's okay. That's legit. Let's go ahead and click on it. Let's see what happens. I'll be walking with you through this situation. But get yourself the proper reporting methods and get them down in your organization. Everybody should be trained this day one. How do I report something suspicious? So other defenses against phishing, I'm just going to run through a couple quick ones. Conduct simulated attacks. Test employees' awareness. Provide instant feedback. Explain why a clicked link was a phishing attempt. Make sure your people understand why. So if you're doing simulated attacks, make sure there's a proper mechanism to give them the, uh-oh, you clicked on it, so that they understand. But also make sure it's friendly enough that they know that it's not something that they should fear in your environment. And reward good security practices. I can't emphasize this enough. If you reward people for doing good things, it only helps your culture. So reward for good security practices in your environment. If you see someone using a password manager and not the Chrome browser, say, good job. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for caring. If you see somebody reporting an email and making sure everybody in the company knows about it, hey, I just want to throw a shout out to this person. They are doing a service for our company. Everybody be like that person. That's the kind of culture we want in our environment. Oops, I got phished. What do I do? Don't panic, but act quickly because time is of the essence. You put in that password, they phished it from you. You put in the MFA code, they probably stole your token. What can you do? You change your password immediately. Change the password that was phished anywhere that same password or a variation of it is used. So if your password is password 123, and I hope it's not, make sure that password 123 is changed for your email account and for your Facebook marketing account that happens to be password 1234 exclamation mark. It's just close enough. Somebody could potentially guess it. Change them all. And make sure that when you change them, that they're changed to something different on each different account. Use a password manager to protect yourself. If you have all the same password, don't even wait for a compromise. Do it. Do it today. Schedule some time. I'm going to be better with my password hygiene. Use a log out of everywhere option if it's available. Most modern email systems like Office 365, Google Workspaces, so forth, they have the ability to log every device out at the same time. Kills all the session tokens. Boom. That way, if somebody's stolen your token with your MFA code, when you enter that in too, that gets wiped out as well, and all of it is gone. Yes, that means that you're logged out too, but the good news is the only session it's protecting is the session you are currently in. And if you've just changed your password and then boom, wiped out all of the session cookies that are out there, anything moving forward is legitimately you. If it gives you that option, that's a quick way to go. If you don't know how to do that, that's okay. Reach out to your IT guy. They'll be able to help you. Which is what comes to the next point. Report it to IT security team. Often, these folks have steps and methods to guide and help protect you. These are the people that do it every single day. They're helping people actively with threats and attacks and problems. And they may have a few other ideas and suggestions based on your environment that they know that I'm not even giving you in this video. Talk to your people. Monitor your accounts for unusual activity. So if something's happened or you're worried you've been phished or somebody in your organization has been phished, be on high alert, be watching everything. If you see something change that you didn't do, you see messages going out that you didn't send, warning, something bad's happened. go back to step one on this list and start going down again, because you do not want an attacker to have your credentials. All right, guys, thank you very much for your time today. I hope I've taught you a little something about phishing, but I'm going to tell you, it's always good to have a rehash. Make sure you teach this to everyone around you. Build a culture of phishing awareness in your business and make yourselves stronger. Make yourselves less likely to fall victim to this. It protects you, and it protects your clients, and it protects your vendors. And trust me, everybody appreciates knowing that your people are being trained on how to avoid phishing. Tell you what, if you have any questions, if you want to reach out to us, maybe even look at becoming one of our customers, we would love to talk to you. Reach out to us at hello@rethinksecure.com, or visit our website at www.rethinksecure.com, and one of our agents would love to talk to you further.